fucking train keeps rolling. A piece of me is stolen for the rent that you just couldn't pay. Well, it's taking its toll. Is this the one you wanted? Say what you wanna say, but I won't play your games. Is this the one you wanted? And when I walk away, it'll never be the same. This is the one you wanted now.
Fight back against energy drink burnout with Punched Energy. Made with 100% natural caffeine, so that means no crash and no jitters. Visit punchedenergy.com and use code JUST10 for 10% off your order. Punched Energy. Feel the punch.
The stage is set. It's the final episode of the season, and it's time to fight in front of the peers. Who's it going to be?
Looks like we got Blake Banks responding to the call of referee Lee Canfield.
Who else we got?
And now, uh-oh.
Oh, it's Gemstone.
All 6'2", 242 for North Carolina, Gemstone. Wow, what a matchup.
Blake Banks versus Gemstone.
You hear the reaction here from the other fighters already, Zach. Here's the reality of the situation. Gemstone coming in off of Season 1 and Season 2. Victorious both times we've seen him in Just Wrestling. And honestly, in the case of Blake Banks, well, Blake has been going the opposite direction the two times we've seen him. Not only was he not victorious, but the first time, oof, you see the quick attack the first time, refusing to even shake hands post-fight, but I think they're right.
You know, Trevin, this is a situation where, emotes or not, you gotta respect the confidence of Blake Banks, who again going back to the well here against Gemstone and coming up a little short.
I think that's where Blake's going coming into this thing. He knows that things have not went the direction that he wanted in Just Wrestling. You know you're facing a bigger man, so try to jump the guy, and hey, Enziguri connects.
Beautifully placed.
Maybe this is going to work out for Blake.
Well, and Trevin, we talked about before, wrestling in front of your peers, trying to gain their respect is one thing, but when the whole room is against you, that is a whole nother mind game to deal with. And what strength on display from Gemstone!
Converting that submission, holding on to Blake. 10 seconds indeed. What a suplex.
Nearly suplexed the man through the ring there. That was incredible. And Banks, not really sure. I don't know if Blake Banks knows what time zone he's in anymore. Wow, he certainly doesn't now.
Crown jewel of professional wrestling, Gemstone in control of this fight. Ducking Blake. And the pop-up into the European. Pretty sure Blake's head just hit the ceiling.
And now, triumphant pinfall.
The quick kick out from Blake. Trust fund kid still in this thing. A very cocky young man. And I'll tell you, Blake has been successful in our sport, despite not having the success thus far here in Just Wrestling. But you got to remember, too, the fight isn't always just judged by who wins, who loses. Blake will bring it, and you're seeing it right now, or at least the attempt at it.
Yeah, Blake really trying something new there, but...
Oof. Wow! Eat a boot.
Well, apron-style soul food. Very impressive.
Can Blake follow up here? Rolling through, catching the man. Well done by Blake. Hooks the leg.
Upset, 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 no!
Indeed, close. But even the shock and all, not enough able to keep down Gemstone. Big man for North Carolina, the diamond in the ring. This size differential here. I was about to say Blake's got to use the speed, but I don't know if mocking your opponent and trying to anger him is the way to go here, Zach.
Well, Blake Banks has his fair share of knowledge when it comes to diamonds outside of the ring, and is certainly letting the mouth do the talking here. I guess we'll say mind games here against Gemstone.
Blake will tell you he's got enough money to do anything he wants outside of the ring, but he wants to be in the ring. He wants to kick butt, and he wants to be, as he says, dripped out in gold as he does it.
Well, although there are no official titles here at Just Wrestling, a huge win over Gemstone is certainly a feather in the cap, but that dream may be fading fast here. What a wombo combo out of Gemstone!
Gemstone's not slowing down. He's got the man up. Oh, but Blake, perhaps ripping at the face, couldn't quite see. Elbow does connect. Is this enough? Gemstone's still in it.
I gotta say, the explosive offense out of Blake Banks, incredibly impressive. And the fact that he's tying it right into pinfall attempts is the right call to make. But the big difference here is, can you remain focused? Can you keep the frustration at bay and keep the attack going on your opponent? That is the difference maker in a match like this.
And as you can tell, when Blake Banks is confident, when he feels like he's in control, obviously the showmanship, but Blake is bringing it here.
Looking perhaps to make Gemstone humble old country way here. Look at this, right in the center of the ring. Perfect product placement and wrenching back.
Could you imagine Gemstone having to submit here to Blake Banks? Blake would be bragging for years.
Oh, absolutely. He'd probably have like a whole chain made just saying, I beat Gemstone. And that's not going to tie any outfit together.
Gemstone getting to his feet and driving Blake Banks there into the corner. Gemstone's coming back.
Well, Trevin, you've pointed out that, speed was really on Blake Banks' side here, but that strength from Gemstone is on another level.
Those European uppercuts just keep rocking Banks. And at this rate, Gemstone learning, able to get out of the way of the Enziguri.
Read his book, and now looking to wrap a man up. Wait a minute, change of course here.
German with the bridge, pinfall. Oh, not enough. Credit to Blake still in this thing.
Credit to Gemstone for changing formation halfway through. Saw Blake was fighting him out of that submission, said, you know what? Time to power through this thing. Very impressive.
And you can hear all the fighters getting excited, getting behind this fight. Gemstone trying to muscle up Blake, but Blake landed on his feet. That beautiful drop kick. Wow, what a running knee.
Lee Canfield caught in the action there for just a moment, but Blake Banks really showcasing some strength here. This is incredible.
Impressed. Blake's got Gemstone up. Wow, dumping down, rolling through that DVD. Is this going to be it? No.
I cannot believe he was able to hoist Gemstone up like that and connect with that Death Valley driver. Really, really impressive. But still not enough to keep the big man down.
Blake says he wants his name in lights on TV screens, action figures, video games, coffee mugs. If that had been the end of this fight, that could have been that moment. You see Blake just say to the official, how was this not it?
I mean, not that I agree with Blake Banks often, but I do agree there. That should have been it, but Gemstone just too tough.
Oh, it was thinking disaster kick. Converted into a hell of a power slam.
That disaster kick was disastrous for Blake Banks, that's for sure.
And this submission predicament here, center of the ring, Blake has no choice.
Gemstone, your absolute winner here. And Trevin, what a way to kick off our season finale episode here. An incredible matchup, and holy hell, what a fight.
Gemstone continues to show his dominance here in Just Wrestling. And as you said, Zach, Season 3 is wrapping up with this episode.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, are we going to see respect here, perhaps? We've seen Blake reject this before. This time, let's see. It's going to be the reaction of the Trust Fund Kid. Ah, respect. Young man might be learning finally.
Big man, big respect. I like it.
Welcome to Boomer Products. Build strength and muscle naturally and cut recovery time in half with Boomer Products. Powerful, natural, and unique nutritional supplements with the strength that you need. Use code JUST20 at boomerboost.com to save 20% on your order. Puma products. It's the strong stuff.
Rolling on here. Episode 4, Season 3. Oh, we got Ash Bennett. Oh, the big man, Rafael Delgado. This should be a good fight.
Ash Bennett versus Rafael Delgado.
Zach, you heard the Ash Hole chants for Ash Bennett. Indeed, a self-proclaimed Ash Hole. And yes, that is the first 3 letters of his name, Ash, and then Hole. Of course, Delgado bringing that Platano power. Big man, little Cezone. I am excited for this one.
Oh, it's an incredible showcase here. This is a great clashing of styles. And you know, Trevin, I'll be totally honest with you. It breaks my heart a little bit. Ash Bennett, I remember first meeting this young man. He's brand new to the business, his sweet little vegan angel baby. And I don't know where he's been, I don't know where he's traveled, but he has come back with a real attitude and confidence to match.
That confidence on display here. Really a mock of his opponent. Gets out of the way, stretching, taking his time. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, here in Just Wrestling, you don't know who you're going to fight until the official points at you. And what is this?
Okay, I thought he was pointing out that they both have the same tattoo on their chest, but instead, a little fun and games from Ash Bennett to start off, and educated feet on display. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think Ash pushed a little too hard with Delgado there, and ooh, what an elbow. Of course, Bennett trained by A.R. Fox at WWA4. Not surprising you'd have the quick feet, but you just got the raw power in Delgado, the Dominican powerhouse. And, well, can't argue with the fighters.
Nothing scientific here, Trevin. Just power on display, and Ash Bennett quickly slipping out to escape, going for the waist lock, but can he hold on?
That's the difference here. The power, and Delgado not only basing himself well, but you see here a little bit of a knee into the gut, and I think things are about to get silly.
Wait, no, this is all about showing some respect to this Ash Hole right here in the center of the Just Wrestling ring.
Obviously, you can hear the fighters amused to see things turn around, but I think the games are over. What a kick.
Yeah, that shotgun style drop kick. Ash Bennett, so dangerous in that ring. So skilled. An absolute striker. You mentioned the AR Fox training. Yes, Ash can fly when needed, but the striking game of this young man is what really, I think, puts him on the map.
Look at all those right hands. Rocking Delgado. Of course, Delgado trained at the WWN Training Center. Has rolled with the punches, so to speak, but right now, not quite able to roll out of the way of that boot. And Ash Bennett's in control.
Yeah, undisclosed location or not, I do believe Rafael Delgado has technically the home field advantage, but can't really tell with how the momentum is swinging in this matchup right now.
But you notice Delgado takes a lot to keep this big man down. However, Ash Bennett has shown time and time again, size differential be damned. Ash Bennett can go no matter how big you are, but guess what? That might have backfired. Ow.
I was having PTS flashbacks to a John Davis there for a moment with how Delgado did not react to that chop at all.
And the WWA4 Grand Slam champion, Ash Bennett now with those kicks, trying to make some hamburger meat out of those legs of Delgado.
And Ash Bennett clearly coming in this thing with a game plan, looking to really strike down whatever opponent he was getting locked up with. Okay. And now a little case of pink eye on the way out. Very disrespectful.
The disrespect from Ash Bennett. Claims he weighs 1 more pound than every one of his opponents. What the hell is happening here? Is this a wedgie?
That is a classic wedgie, Trevin. Equal parts painful and embarrassing. And Delgado has got to get his head on straight here. Because, quite frankly, Bennett trying to make a fool out of him.
That's absolutely what's happening. You saw half the fighters, some were chanting along with the wedgie. The other half just looked like, you got to be kidding me. We're here to fight, guys. And I think that's the situation. Wow, taking out the knee. Delgado trying to get his hands on Bennett, but Bennett just the speed on display, in control.
You can see the aggression here for Bennett as well. You know, it is all fun and games to try to frustrate you as an opponent, but once he gets that train out of the station, there is an intense aggression from this young man.
There's no question Ash Bennett is talented, but Delgado, charging in. Bennett got out of the way, and handful of hair there.
Oh, wait a minute.
Perhaps that adrenaline along with the anger driving the big man. This could be bad news bears. Rolling the dice, spiking the man. I think this is it. Wow. It is.
Trevin, I almost lost my lunch there. Ash Bennett bent unnaturally with that impact. What an unbelievable ending.
Hey, there's no question. Delgado was provoked the entire fight. And as impressive as Ash Bennett was, you get the dice rolled, you go head first. It's Delgado's win.
What's up, everybody? It's the Real and Raw August Artois, the founder of Just Wrestling. Here to tell you to head over to WrestlingOverEverything.com. Use code JUST for 10% off your order. That better be good enough, because I'm done.
The final fight, Season 3, Episode 4, referee TJ in the ring. Jay Villa getting the nod. Ooh, debut, Xander Keys. It's going to be an interesting way to wrap up this season.
Jay Villa versus Xander Keys.
It's always interesting when you see a new fighter here. In case of Xander Keys, you don't know a lot about him if you're Jay Villa.
Well, Trevin, this is yet another thing I love about Just Wrestling. As we end Season 3, our main event is with a debuting face that has never shown up at Just Wrestling before. That is what sets this thing apart. I love this experiment.
Of course, Jay Villa coming in with the confidence, and another man with the chip on the shoulder. Season 1, Season 2, impressive battles, not victories. Our official TJ Brady's going to have to keep an eye on these two, and it looks like Xander Keys getting a little nasty there. Speaking of eyes, maybe rake in the face.
Well, Trevin, you got both these men with the absolute textbook examples of something to prove. You got Jay Villa, like you said, came up short the last 2 seasons, really looking to get a win here. And you've got Xander Keys coming in. You've got to make a good first impression. You do not want to come in with a loss, especially if you're main eventing Season 3. There is so much riding on this.
Xander Keys, about 1 year in the sport, trained by Nightstick Eddie Brown out of Ring Wars, Carolina. He's from Dubai, UAE, multilingual, which means if Jay Villa starts spouting some Spanish, he'll have an answer. Yeah, ow.
I don't care how many languages you can speak. A stomp on the toesies is painful universally.
The inverted atomic drop, catching the big man. Jay Villa, the killer, as he says, showing the killer instinct right now. What an elbow. Goes for the pin. Not enough.
We mentioned Villa coming up a little short on the first 2 seasons. However, every single time I have seen this young man fight, he gets better and better and better. He's constantly learning. He's constantly evolving. And that is what makes him a killer in that squared circle. Because he is going to reach a prime state eventually, and he will be completely unstoppable. He continues to learn. He continues to better himself in all aspects.
Oof. Cannot argue with that, but you also can't argue with the raw power on display. And what a knee as well. Xander Keys looking good, and the big boot as well. And fortunately for Villa, this could be the end. Signs of life. But Keys looking impressive so far.
Well, speaking of impressive blatant choke, but what I was going to say is, for being so young in this business, Xander moves so well, moves so confidently. Every move, every strategic point, really showcased, really interlocking. Very impressive.
And another pin attempt. Jay Villa finds a way to stay in this thing, but indeed, sometimes the killer instinct, we've talked about it a couple times in this fight, that is the difference maker. And you notice the fighters behind Jay Villa, obviously when you know your peers, start to grow extra respect. And another chop from Jay Villa. And Jay Villa, the killer, coming back into this thing. Grabbing a little beard, too, starting to perhaps feel the confidence with the reversal. Telegraphed, sunset flip. Not enough.
These two absolutely banging on all cylinders here, Trevin. I am very impressed with both these fighters here, and what a way to wrap this particular season up.
And another pin attempt. Wow, so close, but in this case, Jay Villa, ring awareness, grabs the rope.
When I tell you at the start, Trevin, Jay Villa continues to get better, continues to understand his surroundings. Very impressive ring awareness.
Trained by Jay Lethal, born and bred from Colombia. Jay Villa, a tough dude, part of the Reyes del Sur, Kings of the South, if you will. But this is a singles contest here. Trying to fight off a bigger man. Ooh, chin breaker, perhaps going to create some separation.
Desperate times calling for desperate measures, Trevin. And Villa is absolutely desperate for a win here at Just Wrestling.
Xander Keys bouncing off those ropes into that power slam. Well done. Could be enough. But Villa's still in it.
The strength on display of this man is otherworldly. Just scooping Villa up, the slam into the slam. Just incredibly impressive outing here. Great debut thus far.
And of course, you hear the fighters, as I already said, definitely that respect for Villa. It's getting under Xander Keys' skid, but man, those shoulder tackles. Xander Keys is translating that anger and taking it out on Jay Villa.
I was just about to really criticize Keys on that, of getting caught up with the peers here, but really able to focus that. Really impressed.
The pin! Close, but not enough. But to your point, I think even given that moment to Villa, despite the onslaught, could have been enough. Unique offense there, but you can see Jay Villa showing the effects of this fight. Neither man right now able to capitalize on the situation.
Gets a point for innovation, but loses a point about putting his own body on the line with it here. And it's hard to tell which man got the worst of that.
Official TJ Brady up to 6. Someone's got to answer this. We could have a knockout situation.
Definitely not the way you want to end this season, but both these fighters have been laying it all on the line so far in this matchup, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Here are the fighters. Both of these men are laying it in. Oh. Those strikes. The exchange here. Keep in mind, there is a 10-minute time limit on every fight in Just Wrestling. It's got to be in the back of the heads of both men as Jay Villa comes to life.
And you could see just the absolute explosive aggression here. Nothing scientific here, just absolute anarchy coming from Jay Villa.
Modified sky high, could be enough. No. Impressive by both athletes. Jay Villa coming back to life, but Xander Keys is still in this fight.
Again, two equally matched thus far. Very impressive showcasing from both fighters, but it really comes down to who wants it more here.
You can feel the energy here. All the fighters getting behind both men. Oof. Final fight of the season. And Xander Keys got something in mind. Ooh, was thinking big lariat, but instead counter. And a lariat of his own from Jay Villa. Hook in the leg. Wow.
Trevin, it does not get much closer than that. That was unbelievable. Villa, you saw the leap into that pinfall attempt. Absolute desperation. Ravenous for this win here, but still not enough, and he's got to go back to the drawing board.
Villa looking at the official immediately after the pin. just incredulous, saying, how is that not 3? And I don't blame Villa taking a moment to regroup, regain your faculties. And perhaps Villa's got a plan.
Well, everything else in ring has been attempted, so perhaps High Rent District may be the difference maker.
Indeed, Villa heading to the top. Xander Keys back to his feet. Took too long, and Xander, catching Villa, dumping him down and powering back up too. Keys now, that is the bye-bye, could be it. It is.
Wow, Trevin, what a huge showcase here. Great debut, and what a way to wrap up this season.
An absolute battle from both athletes, and Xander Keys debuting in Just Wrestling, finding a way to get that win. And you notice now the peers, a little respect here for Big Xander Keys.
Speaking of respect, wait a minute.
For Zach Romero, I'm Trevin Adams. It's been our pleasure these 3 seasons, and the fight will continue at Just Wrestling Season 4.
Two shots fired, can't you feel the emotion? You should've got out the way. This fucking train keeps rolling, a piece of me is stolen for the rent that you just couldn't pay. Taking its toll. Is this the one you wanted? Say what you want.